Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. People are doing good. Yeah, Wednesday night, usually on a Monday night, but we on a Wednesday night to discuss some cricket. And I'm actually glad with the news that has come out today that we that delay it till today because if if we had it on Monday, we wouldn't have been able to talk about this one situation that happened. So, in matter of fact, it's actually a good thing that we have moved it to Wednesday. So, yeah, be up to everyone that is joining us. Join. Do make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get the show on the road. I'm joined what or by joined by one, the only Money. Hi, Money.
Yes, but how are you? So I had one cricket stream today, the B, and now we've got another one. And of course, before I start, let me say good luck to Mr. B and his bees as they travel to St. James's Park. I hope they sting those magpies tonight. And I'm not even bothered about us taking on Eddie and Ketia and company as they come back to the Emirates. I'll not be trouble with Eddie in the room. But it's time to talk some cricket, and that's why we're here.
Um, while we're on the football, don't be surprised if you get knocked out today. Don't be surprised.
Try to wind me up, but
Uh, oh well, but be up, Chelsea fan, be up. So yeah, let's then start on unfortunately a sad
all right.
note.
Listen, I'm gonna have to come back because now I can't hear you. Just give me a couple of minutes, yeah.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Um, let's start unfortunately on a sad note. Rajchandra, Ravichandra, and Ashwin and Tim Southee have bowed out now out of cricket or international cricket. Of course, we knew Tim Southee. This the series against England would be his last series, but today, after what was after the third test that took place today, I in the Australia game. Ashwin announced his retirement from international cricket, and it's a sad one. So yeah, um, yeah. So of course we knew Tim Southee, we knew he will bow out, but Ashwin it hits like a sucker punch almost because he's part of probably it's part of a dynasty India's bowled almost, alongside Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Ravindra Jadeja, sorry, Ravindra Jadeja, MS Dhoni. Who else is part? Pujara. Um, yeah, it's been part of that whole dynasty. India has almost bowled, and again, it's a sad part that has now left. We always knew it was going to come, but I don't. The circumstances makes it bad as well. And Manny, we spoke about this in the group chat. Why do you think Ashwin basically decided, yeah, call it quits mid series, mid BGT series?
Well, this is my theory. I mean, it's not so much a theory, actually. I'm not going to big myself up. Steve and I discussed this, and I'm sure he'll come on and talk about this even further. We read an article on Cricinfo which basically talks about how as time went on, he started to become more and more phased out of the team for tactical reasons more than anything else. Conditions overseas would more often than not mean that you'd want to have an extra seamer batting at number 8, and that it would be either Ravi Jadeja or someone else who'd be the lone spinner. And it's sad for Ash because, as his tally of wickets will demonstrate, he is, without any doubt, India's greatest bowler after the legendary Anil Kumble. And of course, Kapil Dev was the first bowler to break the 400 wicket mark for India. And he also broke Sir Richard Hadley's all time record, but only added two more wickets to that before he retired. And by that time, he had been, of course, past his best. Ashwin really was a type of bowler who knew how to stay ahead of the curve and develop so many skills, adding more arrows to his quiver, as it were, adding to his repertoire. And that's why he became so sought after and was a wonderful winner. But it was really the tactical considerations from the team meant that more often than not, he'd be mucked around and phased out. The first time it's happened to him, because in two big clashes where his bowling of would have been an asset, he missed out on them, and India lost those games, both to Australia.
Mm.
And both of those games, of course, saw Travis become a real headache, where he scored centuries in those games until Test Champion final, which took place in England, and also the World Cup final, which took place in India. And of course, after losing that match, Narendra Modi behaved very, very badly indeed towards Indians, never showed them any sportsmanship or magnanimity. It reminds me, in a way, with a rugby connection, of how John Howard was rather petulant towards the England team when they beat Australia. And I remember watching that match in a sports pub over here and cheering like crazy when Johnny Wilkinson's drop goal went through. But further down, just without digressing, really, and at least Howard was magnanimous enough to go into the England dressing room and speak to them personally. Good on the bloke. But without digressing, Ashwin probably felt as though it's bad enough that he was being selected for tours and not getting picked to play. When you go on tours for a long time without your family with you, and bear in mind his wife and 2 daughters weren't with him in Australia, it sometimes takes a bit of a toll on you, and it becomes, a little bit of a grind and a drain on your time and your energy, and you just wonder whether it's really worthwhile in the end. And I was also trying to, compare and contrast this with how Graham Swan, just upped and left the England team when things really went pear-shaped, but circumstances were different. England had lost that series 3-0 after the third test at, I believe, at the Adelaide Oval, and they had to play at Melbourne and Sydney. So Swan obviously had played in the first 3 tests, but was bang out of form, and then he decided to retire, and he walked away from the tour, and he was quite deservedly criticised for that, with people saying, you want to be the one who's singing when you're winning, and you're the face of the team celebrations when we won in 2010, 2011. But now when the team needs you to stick with them and support them, you walk away? How dare you? And, that was when he was criticised. Nobody can criticise Ashwin's commitment to the cause. In spite of being, mucked over and mucked around and not being considered for some of India's greatest sporting triumphs, he still continued to, give his all for the nation. And maybe let's also consider that he's 38 years old. You get that close to the end of your career, and you maybe decide, with no real home series coming up after the Australia tour, I might not get the Chennai farewell that I wanted, so I might as well call it quits. Would I have liked to have seen him stay on the tour to support the boys? Maybe, but I think the management also allowed him the courtesy of being allowed to leave the tour to go back to his family. And he was in a position where he probably wouldn't have been needed by the management either, depending on how conditions would play out at the MCG and the S7 tests. There's no denying, when you take a look at his stats, the man is an absolute legend. 37 5-wicket hauls, tied with the legendary Shane Warne, Lord rest his soul. 8 10-wicket match hauls, 3,503 runs to go with 537 wickets. bona fide all rounder with 6 centuries, even if his batting average is really not quite as high. But when you bat so low in the order, low down the order, you're not expected to have that sort of an average. Um,
So
and then, of course,
just to give,
there are some
just
amazing stats
to,
over here:
I just want
bowling
to quickly
average,
read
batting
out.
average, ER, of
Yeah,
course. And
just quickly.
there's no denying that this gentleman deserves to be one of the greats. And I think maybe at this stage, he's earned his right to decide that instead of packing himself and packing his belongings to go on another trip for India, earning a good pay packet, and ending up, having to be a passenger and a cheerleader, better to stay back in Madras, play some IPL cricket or even some club cricket, and just spend more time with his family. And
Mm,
Mr. B said it perfectly. Seeing two legends bow out the way they did is sad. But while Southee had a happier farewell with that brilliant win in Hamilton, I think we're going to talk about that, obviously. And you
yeah.
can gloat if you feel like it, although maybe I would suggest you don't. You know. But in
Yeah.
stark contrast,
Um.
Ashwin really didn't really get the fanfare that he wanted. But I think the most important thing is that when you make a decision to retire, it is a very personal decision, and the most important thing is that when you do it, you should be able to do it with no regrets. And I think it's fair to say that both Ashwin and Southey have no regrets, and that really is all that
mm,
one can ask for.
yeah. Uh, just want to read some
I'll be back.
stats around
Hello.
Ashwin. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some stats about Ashwin's career. In terms of most wickets in Test cricket, he's on 537. That puts him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That puts him seventh in the top 10 list. He's in the top 7. And then in terms of the most fivers in Test cricket, he is equal to the legend that is Shane Warne on 37. And then, of course, the Sri Lanka one on 67. Uh, then we've got most Test wickets for Ashwin versus Nations. Uh, So in terms of wickets he's taken against nations, he's taken 115 wickets against Australia, average of 28.5, 7 fivers. England 114, average of 27, 8 fivers. West Indies 57, New Zealand 57, Sri Lanka 62, South Africa 57. Sorry, West Indies 75, New Zealand 75, Sri Lanka 62, South Africa 57, Bangladesh 54, and Afghanistan 5. So, no, it's a big, it's very good. It's a second, he's got the second most wickets for bowler in BGT, only behind Nathan Lyon's 119. And then as for most Test wins for Indian players, he's played 106 Test matches and he's won 61. And he's won 61 of those matches at percentage of 57. Um, so yeah, Shashan Tendulkar at the top. No, actually, well, he's played the most matches. He's had the most wins, basically. 72 wins. Virat Kohli 62. So yeah, of course, Jadeja has got the highest win percentage. Okay, okay, I believe that's all the stats I have. Oh, most international wickets for India. Ashwin is second in on that list, behind head of Archaban Singh and Kulip Dev, of course, behind Enil Gumble. He's taken 537 test wickets, 156 ODIs, and 72 in T20s. Hashtag thank you, Ashwin. And it absolutely is great player. I think he was mistreated by by India. I think in some of those games, if he plays, he could have won some of them. So yeah, no, it's one that hurts. I think for most. In terms of Tim Southee also, we knew it was coming. He most sixes in Test cricket. He's on 98, just behind Adam Gilchrist on 100. And he was just two away from it, but unfortunately couldn't get it. Sorry, I think he finished with 99 if I'm correct actually. Yeah, I think he finished
Oh, it's
with
98,
99.
but it's 98.
Okay. Okay, 98.
No, it was 98. I'm sure of it.
Okay. Well, 99 or 98 he finished on. Where are we now? Let me. And then I'm just looking for all the previous stuff I said. I have about Tom Southey. Where is he? So yeah. Okay. Doesn't say anything yet. So uh, should be here then. Okay. It's not there. So just go through this article. Then on Tom Southey. Where is it? Okay. So, so Tim Southee, the fast bowler, finished as the biggest, highest wicket taker. Uh, uh, the fast bowler finished as the highest wicket taker in international cricket for New Zealand. New Zealand, of course, claimed a hearty win against England, margin of 423 runs, equaling the largest in history. It might have only been a consolation of England taking the series 2-1, but it allowed one of their favourite sons to walk off just after 2 p.m. in glory, while the Hamilton sun shone brightest. Southeast Farewell Tour is over, even if the encore continued long after he led New Zealand off the field for the final time. After 776 international wickets, the most for New Zealand in 394 matches. That inaugural World Test Championship, the Test Cup, and a um, sun blanched after 16 years of work, was given a final race to all four corners. He admitted he does not know where it will go now that it's done, but its representation of child dream come to life has earned itself a special place in the Southie household. The 56 years old was still out on the field at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. This match his 107th test, ready in the record books. His 2 wickets in the second innings made it 6 in the series, albeit at a weighty average of 54.33. The career figure finishes shade over 30 test sixes and um, an itching 98 failed to reach 100 on Monday win, and found Zach Crawley at long on, seeking number 99. The numbers, however, are not all the story. 100 successful, 100 test wickets, 100 test catches. That would have all been nice, said Southee, but I'm just grateful for what I've been able to do. Sit here and have nearly 800 wickets is pretty satisfying. Such at 5:30 p.m. 5:35 p.m. England head coach Brendan McCullum, former New Zealand teammate for 170 internationals, and Southee's captain for 78 of them, presented this close mate of a bottle of red wine signed by the England team. In a tribute video put out by the New Zealand Cricket, um, McCallum's compliments of Southee range from lauding his skills to championing a, a tough bugger. But their kinship was forged on a shared. Yeah, okay. We move on. Just nonsense. The only New Zealander ahead of Southee on the Test wickets front with 431 is Richard Headley. Headley? As part of the selection panel that took chance
Hadley,
on a
yes.
promising 19. Yeah. He was one of the guys that took a chance on a promising 19-year-old back in 2008. That debut against England in Napier has morphed into the kind of career even the great man could not envision. Even though he saw great potential 17 years later, Tim has certainly delivered beyond expectations. Uh, yeah, okay, but yeah, so just wanted to take a moment to say to that. Well, you won the series, so it's fine. You won the series, so it's fine. Not really. Um, so yeah, but just wanted to mention them, and good luck to whatever they do now in terms of their career as cricket players or outside of cricket. Good luck to each of them, and yeah, you guys will definitely be remembered.
Sick of this, man.
So
I'll be
yeah,
back.
no worries, no worries. Um, so yeah, let's start then. Let's start off. We'll stick to Australia versus New Zealand. Um, Australia. Australia 1-1. India series level after three tests. So after three tests and the third test that finished in a draw, the series is now leveled. Um, and all it sets it up perfectly for the last two. So Australia won, India won, and series is now leveled after three test matches. Of course, this third one being um, basically drawn, rained out. So yeah, let's let's just mention a few players. In terms of the third test, it was Travis Head who stood out with 152 in the first innings. Stephen Smith made his return and to run scoring with 100. Uh, Alex Carey, a commendable 70 he got. And India, it was Carroll with 84, was dropped in his 30s by Steve Smith, but later caught by Smith, ironically. Ravindra Jadeja and also 77. So yeah, among the wickets was Pat Cummins and Mitchell Stark for New Zealand. For India, it was Bumrah or nothing really. 6 wickets he took in the first innings. Bumrah or nothing really for India. Second innings, Australia just tried to hit Thomas, play as quickly as possible. Um, and yeah, they declared on 89, set a target of 275. Well, 3 hours left. I believe there was like just about 50 overs left. Um, about 50 overs left in the day. And yeah, 50, yeah, about 50 overs left in the day. If there was no rain, there was rain, so it finishes level. So if they could have played, there would have needed to be uh, no rain. So yeah. In terms of Rohit Sharma, again, he's been very poor as captain as well. So it levels. India, I would say, survive embarrassment potentially. Um, so yeah, Manny, what do you make of the third test? Quickly.
Well, I think it can be said, as you probably might have hinted, that India will be happier because it would have been an embarrassment, of course, and they certainly were, overpowered by Australia, definitely in the first innings. And it is very much a case of Boomer or bust for India because Boomer has pretty much been the only person standing between Australia and winning back the trophy, as Greg Chappell has said. And, for all the struggles of the other batsmen, obviously Travis Head continues to be a real headache for India. But Steve Smith, hats off to him. A lot of people, mainly myself and Steve Jenkins, were saying that the smudger had pretty much, outstayed his welcome and that he probably wouldn't make it to the upcoming Ashes series. But somehow he's been able to find a way to overcome his problems. I think he had to relearn some new techniques. And I tell you what, he seems to be now somewhere back to his best, although he will definitely need to continue where he left off. And it's nice to see him at least join Root, Kohli, and Williamson in making centuries again. At least the Fab Four are not over and out just yet. But
Yeah.
India's tail, obviously, it wagged thanks to Akash Deep and Bumrah himself. But India were very lucky to have survived the follow on. And of course, rain pretty much played spoil sport throughout the majority of this test, it had to be said. It denied the possibility of us seeing a really engrossing test, seeing Australia get back to their best and really dominate. And you could say very well that India escaped, although the way they bowled at Australia in the second innings, it could have led to a fairly exciting finish. Maybe. India will be satisfied with the draw. Australia won't be so much, but they will definitely know that they have the bit between their teeth and the greater momentum. And they will certainly go into the next test at Melbourne, the MCG, with the knowledge that they are now more or less slight favourites to win the match. And I will even go so far to say that whoever wins at the MCG won't win the series necessarily. They will carry even more momentum. So they have a lot of work to do. I think some of their batsmen are starting to be a little bit found out. Of course, for Australia, Josh Hazlewood will play no part in the remaining test. I think his calf problem means that he will definitely miss Melbourne. He could possibly be back for Sydney, but we'll have to see if the injury isn't that serious. But there are some good players who are chomping at the bit to replace him: Scott Boland and Bo Webster, among others. And we've got Chelsea fans saying that Australia should win the fourth. Big call, but it does look quite likely.
It does.
I think it's fair to say that under Pat Cummins, Yeah, I think it's fair to say that under Pat Cummins, Australia has now had a little bit of a revival in terms of several series and formats. They won the World Test Championship under his captaincy. They've won the World Cup under his captaincy. He's really, kept the team together after the whole scandal surrounding Tim Payne. And he deserves a lot of credit for the way he's led the team very well indeed. And let's not forget, he also helped retain the Ashes and will be determined to make sure that he retains it when England comes calling um, this time next year. As far as India are concerned, as you mentioned, there are doubts about Rohit Sharma and whether or not he'll be able to continue. If he does decide to abdicate, then Jasprit Bumrah would be a very, very capable replacement, I would say. And will we see Virat Kohli play for too much longer? We don't know. But I think India have a lot more questions to be answered. Australia look to be in a good place at the moment.
No, they do look to be in a good place. We won't go into the fourth one. Of course, that is on Boxing Day next week. Um, so yeah. But they're looking. I think Australia batting wise look very good. While India doesn't look that good. So yeah, but sticking in in Australia or New Zealand area, we'll have a look at Australia Women's Tour that is taking place is shortly. They will travel to New Zealand to face them. So let's have a look. So we see that Beth Mooney will take the gloves for the third test matches. Um, and the knee injury forces Healy to play as better only against Elisa Healy, so to only play as better. Also, the opening test match is apparently threatened by a rain. So, yeah, but let's get into the squad. So, we don't have New Zealand's one. That's interesting. Okay. But we'll just quickly go into it. Because, yeah, of course, New Zealand won the World Cup, then they lost to. They played a series against India earlier, and almost straight after the World Cup, which they then lost ODI series. So yeah, ODI New Zealand versus Australia. Um, yeah, yes, the squads: New Zealand woman Sophie Devine, Susie Bates, Eden Carson, Lauren Down, Isabella Gaze, Maddie Green, Brooke Halliday, Bella James, Fran Jonas, Amelia Kerr, Jessica Rosemary Mayer, Molly Penfold. And in terms of Australia, Lisa Yealy, Darcy Brown, Ashley Gardner, Kim Garth, Alana King, Phoebe Lichtfield, Carly McGrath, Sophie Molyneux, Beth Mooney, Elise Perry, um, Megan Scott, Annabelle Sutherland, and Georgia William. William. And so head to head, New Zealand have lost the last five pretty convincingly. Um, so yeah, they are saying Whedon might play a role in this first ODI in Wellington. So let's say the first ODI does go ahead. Um, your predictions for that?
I think Australia might probably win, but they've recently, of course, played a series against India where they didn't quite always have it their own way, and I think they do have some weaknesses which can possibly be exploited. New Zealand, of course, will be on a high, and this is their first home series since that magnificent T20 World Cup win. But ODI cricket is a completely different kettle of fish, and I think one reason why Bates and Devine are still playing is because they probably want to see things through to the upcoming ODI World Cup in India, and then
Mm,
possibly call it quits as bona fide legends of New Zealand cricket. And obviously, they are going to have a big role to play in terms of how they can guide this group of youngsters even further. So obviously they gel together beautifully. I think the only name I don't recognise in the New Zealand squad is Bella James. Apart from that, 14 of the 15 were there or thereabouts in the squad for the World Cup. Maybe one or two of them weren't there. My memory fails me. I do think Australia were the wounded Aussies. They're still a class team, and I think they will still, be a little bit too much for them. But we should see an excellent series with some great cricket being. I am confident enough to predict that it will be a 2-1 finish, but I do believe that Australia will end up, coming out on top. And with all of those, matches being played at one venue, that's at Wellington, I do believe, the Basin Reserve.
yeah,
I think that probably gives both teams an opportunity to sort of, understand the conditions very well. As you said, Hannah, weather might play a role. Hopefully, it doesn't play too big a role. But yeah, I'm going for Australia to win the series 2-1, and I think they might just nick the first
yeah.
one with New
Mm,
Zealand winning either the second or the third. As far as a margin is concerned, I'll go for my usual standard 4 wickets or 30-run win, depending on whoever bats first.
yeah. Um, I'll go for a 2-0. I think the
I'll be
first one
back for
might
it.
rain. So yeah, I'm going with a 2-1. That's what I'm going with. Um, so yeah. Um, Let me just quickly 1 second. Okay, cool. Where do we go? Where should we go now? Steve, if you're watching, I will go over to England now or soon. If you are watching and want to upon, if not, that's fine. Where should we go next? When is this starting? Tomorrow. So let's stick to the to the 15th. When was the 15th? Oh, what was that? So let's stick to women's cricket. Let's stick to women's cricket. 2-1. Yeah, I'm going 2-0 Australia. I'm going 2-0. I reckon one of them rains out or something like that. So sticking with women's cricket, India, women versus West Indies woman decider. Let me just write that properly. T20 decider. So yeah, so this series taking place in India. India won the first one by 49 runs, and then it was West Indies who won the following one by 9 wickets. So two pretty comfortable victories on both ends. Um, First one dominated by India. Next one dominated by West Indies. Sorry, first one dominated by India. Second one dominated by West Indies. Um, so yeah, let's go the first T20. Let's just have a quick look at who got the runs and so. Svetri Madana with a 54. Jeremiah, no, not Gemina,
Jemima Rodriguez.
Jim, yeah, Rodriguez,
Jemima.
7, Jemima. Okay, yeah, thank you. Jemima Rodriguez,
Jemima.
73. So she's a newcomer into the team, or was she out of injury?
No, Jemima's been around for quite. Jemima's been around for quite some time now.
Yeah. I see the 106. Okay, first. Um, okay. In terms of bowling, look at it. Bowling options. It definitely was not good in for West Indies with the ball. Used for 8 bowling options. 8. So yeah, but batting wise, it was Haley Matthews didn't get firing, Kiana Joseph 49, uh, Deandra Dotton with a 52. So two getting big scores, probably wanted a 20, add 20 to that, 20 to that. You're in and about the score. If you add what, 40, 40 to that, you're in and about their score. So unfortunately, they just couldn't pull it through. West Indies tough chase. Shout out to, how do you pronounce her name?
Well, which one? Oh yeah, let me see this. Tita Sadhu.
Tutas Sadhu. She took three
Sadhu, yes.
wickets. Deepti Sharma two, and Radya Yadav took 2 wickets. So all in all, very easy for India women in the first one. The second one was West Indies women who dominated with the ball. This time they fired with the ball. Shana Henry, Deandra Dotson, and Haley Matthews and Alfie Fletcher took the wickets. And yeah, Smitry Madana 62, and she's really the only one that fired. Where she didn't fire in the first one, the rest did. This one she fires, the rest don't fire. Um, and then we're seeing this woman 85, for Haley Matthews, Kiana Joseph 38, and Shamay Campbell 29. So all in all, very good chase, very good chase. You look at the strike rate, 180, 172, 111. So really good from West Indies in terms of scoring runs. So they done well. This sets up the decider, which is tomorrow. I'm gonna go with West Indies. I think West Indies pull it through. What do you say?
I think you might have a point, and of course, this West Indian team have started to come into their own, especially reaching the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup, beating England in the process. I'm so happy that uh, that New Zealand took revenge on them on our behalf. But they are pretty much a good team, and I think the big problem with India is that they seem to suffer from the issue of once again depending on their senior players. If it's not
Mm,
Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain, it's Smriti Mandana, who's the vice captain. Also, someone like Rodriguez. They should be looking to try to bring in some newer people, but senior players also seem to be the ones who are doing more of the work. And India needs. We see India's youngsters doing a lot better and really stepping up to the plate. But I just don't know
mm,
if that seems to be happening. I just think, you know, coming to the team, they're overawed by the occasion. They're playing against some quality teams who have plenty of experience themselves and also experience in winning things. So it's not easy in many ways. I think India might look back on their T20 campaign and say that if they had just beaten New Zealand, maybe they could have had a path to potentially winning the whole thing. But having said all of that, there's no guarantee that they would have lasted in the semi-finals against either the West Indies or England. And even if they'd made the final, who knows what would necessarily have happened. I think the West
mm,
Indies, as you might say, are riding, I wouldn't say the crest of a wave, but they're certainly improving and gelling well together as a team. I think Haley Matthews deserves credit in many ways for how well she's, led the team as well. Deandra Dotson and
Mm,
other senior players as well stepping up. So yeah, I think I might agree with you. I'm afraid. I mean, I'd like to see India win, but I think the West Indies might just fit between their teeth.
okay. Uh, some positive news for your side, just away from the football, away from the cricket quickly. Kieran Tierney starts for Arsenal.
Yep, and it's a throwaway
So,
game. I don't know how he's going to do. I can't see him play because obviously I don't get coverage of the League Cup. But
oh, that's
I hope he does well. Regardless of whether I actually saw that before. Thanks a lot to our
mm,
good friend Kenny Ken, obviously uploads videos of team updates and also I mean
mm,
basically pre-match thoughts, post-match analysis, and so forth. Football is his first love, but as we all know, he is an absolute expert when it comes to playing cricket as well and watching the game, and he
mm,
really, really loves his cricket. But I found out
mm.
that Tierney was starting. So
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
we have no excuse for not beating Crystal Palace, and I just hope that Tierney isn't thrown under the bus regardless of whatever happens. He's got no future at Arsenal, no chance.
yeah. So we'll quickly go through the ODI squads and then give a prediction for the first one and then the whole series as well. So for India women, Money, take it away.
Okay, so this is why you have me here. Not an issue at all. I do enjoy doing this. So obviously, as I mentioned, the captain and vice captain are Harmanpreet Kaur and Smriti Mandana, two of their most experienced senior players and probably their two best players, it has to be said. Two wicket keepers are Uma Chetri and Richa Ghosh, with Hadleen Diol in between as a middle order batswoman. And then some names I've never heard of before, and these are some of the new players, obviously, that are coming in, and they've really got to start really taking advantage of their opportunities. Tejal Hasabnas, Tanuja Kanwar, Minnu Mani. I'll be looking out for her, obviously, or maybe not. Priya Mishra, Renuka Singh, Jemima Rodriguez, as I mentioned, also fairly experienced herself. Tita Sadhu, Deepti Sharma, Anurag Talukdar, and Saima Thakur. So there's several youngsters in this team, and you can see the growing gap in terms of experience. So I think you're right to predict that the West Indies will end up winning this because India just don't seem to have that blend quite just yet.
Um,
You've got
this
Harmanpreet,
is
you've got
the
Mandana,
ODI squad. ODI squads. This.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Mm,
sorry, maybe I'm yeah, but even if it is an ODI squad, regardless of whatever it is, there's just so much of a gap in experience. I don't know if there's that right blend there. And as you see,
mm,
Haley Matthews, of course, captain with Shemaine Callum as the vice captain. Great squad over there. And all of them have played together for some time, and several of them
mm,
played roles in the West Indies run to the semi finals of the T20 World Cup.
mm.
And you think that they will definitely have bigger roles to play. So you should be able to roll off the names if you want, unless you want me to do that too.
I can. I will do it. Haley Matthews, Shemaine Campbell, Elia Elaine, Shamilia Connell, Narisha Crafton, Deandra Dotton, Afi Fletcher, Shabika, Kajanda, Kajandi,
Gajnabi.
Chanel
Gajnabi.
Henry, Kiana Joseph, Mandy Mangru, Ashmini Munzar, Karishma Maharak, Rashida Williams, and Zidia James.
There's
First
only one
ODI.
wicketkeeper batswoman in that team. Nice.
Mm, yeah, the, but I think Aileen Matthews, I believe she can keep as well part time. I believe so. So yeah, but so I'm going first ODI. I'm gonna edge it to. I'm gonna go to India. Actually, yeah, first ODI India will win, and then the last two, the second and third one. So first one will go to India, and then in total, I'm going to edge it 2-1 to India, series one in terms of ODI.
Yeah, well, I'm going for a 2-1 win as well, but I think the West Indies might win the first one. Will win the first one. India should win the second, leaving it all to play for, as you would expect in the third, and there the West Indies should come out on top.
Okay. Let's check quickly. Let me just quickly check international cricket. Women, is there any more series going on? No. Okay, so just those two. Then men. Uh, well, first before going to preview, um, quickly talk to me. New Zealand versus England. Third test. Um, New Zealand get consolation. Versus England. Just quickly, talk to me. About your thoughts about this one.
New Zealand, excellent performance, well-deserved win. Didn't play their best cricket at Christchurch and Wellington, but they turned Hamilton for Timothy's farewell. Kane Williams, still a quality batsman, and Matt Henry and Will O'Rourke are definitely leading a bright future for the New Zealand Seamers. And certainly with Mitchell Santner also proving his worth as an all-rounder, New Zealand can still look to be quite satisfied. I think they finished above England anyway in the WTC table. England won the series, but we were complacent, took our foot off the accelerator. Zach Crawley is a failure and has to be dropped. Ben Duckett is no better. Joe Root, legend. Harry Brook, bona fide superstar. Ollie Pope, lucky to have been protected, but may not be so lucky next time. Jacob Bethel, what a find. Gus Atkinson, Bryden Carr's quality. Shahid Bashir, unlucky in a way. I hope he doesn't get discarded. And nothing much else to say. And a series that was well fought, a good finish, and I think Brendan McCullum can be happy to have caught up with some old mates and paid tribute to his old mucker Tim Southee, while also going away from New Zealand with a series win. But still, more questions than answers as we head into a new year for England. And once again, we will not be playing in the WTC Championship. We've really, really got to do something about those
Mm,
ridiculous dead rubbers. We've got to improve, but as do the
yeah,
South African
yeah.
women.
Yes, we do. So yeah, just a few shout outs. Tom Latham, 63, Will Young, 42, Kane Williamson, 44, and then Mitchell Santner for 76. Played well with the batters. Sam Salvi, 23, smacked 3 sixes, and a 4. And it was Matthew Potts with the 4, who took 4 wickets. Gus Atkinson, 3. And then England, poor showing. That's really poor there. That's ironically, of course, Harry Brook coming into this test match, deemed number one ICC test batter. Next ball he faces goes for Golden Duck. Just ironic. Matt Henry, 4 wickets. Well, O'Rourke, 3. Mitchell Santner, 3. Zealand batting wise, Kane Williamson, 156. Ravindra, 44. 60, 19, 60, 44, 49 for Mitchell Santner, and unfortunately Tim Savage just couldn't um, get their other runs. England had a massive target of over 600, and yeah, just fall short. Poor display. Jacob Bethel, 76, he done well. Jarud, 56, 54. Then Gus Atkinson, 43. All in all, very good display. I think Mitchell Santner was he man of the match? Should have been. If he's not. Mitchell Anthony was. Harry Brook player of the series. Um, yeah, ironically, Harry Brook named number one test batter in the world. Then the following test doesn't get more than one run. Ironic. Speaking about England, England dominates South Africa in all 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 three formats. Um, so yeah, so England women dominate South Africa women in all three formats. Of course, they played T20s, played ODIs, and it was England. It was England
Yep,
who shown.
three, winning all three series, winning 6 out of 7 games. Um, I'm not going to gloat, but I'm just going to ask you a question. What's up with Tasman Brits? Is she injured or has she been dropped?
Sorry, Manny. Didn't catch
Obviously,
your question.
yeah. The first question I want to ask you is, what's up with Tasman Brits? Has she been dropped or is she injured?
Um, I'm not sure. Let me find out quickly. Tasman Brits. Brits. Status. Injury. Mm, um, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Um,
Hmm.
but if she's not playing, she might be just injured. I think she's not playing.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I think it's fair to
I'm
say
sure she
that
played.
didn't very
I'm
much
sure she
enjoy playing
played.
against the Brits.
I think she didn't she play in the ODIs. No, she didn't play.
In two of the T20s, and along with Wolverhampton, rested for the third one. And I think she might have played one or
Mm,
two of the ODIs, and then maybe
mm,
she might have gotten injured, maybe.
yeah,
But
yeah, might be.
I just think obviously the way your teams were set up, without obviously Ebonga and Marizan Cap, you struggled in the T20s. And after they
Yeah.
returned, I think once again it was a question of the middle order not really being able to do themselves justice.
Mm,
And in the tests as well, I think Wolbart also spoke during the conclusion of the ODI series that they were trying to bring some young players in. Now you're in a situation where you've got so many inexperienced players and
mm,
very little in terms of experience, and even some of the more lauded players have not really been able to step up to be counted on a more consistent basis. I was disappointed with Sune Loose for one. So
mm,
there is a big part of me that thinks
mm.
that maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if some old veterans get called back into the team. Big up, Steve.
Yeah, big up, Manny. Big up, Hanoi.
Yeah,
Big up,
yeah,
lads. Yeah, sorry about that. I was a little bit late coming on, but obviously other things happened. Of course, I'm going to do me
Yeah, I'll be back,
confirmation of
boys.
the bees team in a minute against Newcastle. Doing that in a little while. So I've got one bit of good news. No Ross left. Yay! He's not in the team.
mm,
Yes!
mm. But
Hooray!
your thoughts
Yeah.
on this?
Um, Yeah, on this, Hannah, yeah, I think it was brilliant. There's no echo or anything, by the way, on here, is
No,
there? You can't hear me?
nothing,
No?
nothing.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think it was brilliant. We really dominated you. Sorry, man. Sorry, mate, to say that,
Nah,
but
it's
we
true.
did. But unfortunately, the men couldn't follow suit. But anyway, we yeah, the women obviously were great. I thought they were amazing. Overall, all of them. I mean, I only lost one ODI against you over all of them. So it was really dominating, and I thought they were brilliant. And now on to the Ashes, of course, in January. They got the Ashes then. So, the Aussie women will be a tough team, of course, as we know, that they are a great team, the Aussie women, but they're looking good form, England women. So,
No, they do look in good form. They definitely do.
mm.
So yeah, I just think a poor display from us. Really poor display.
Yeah, not going to give us
And
any credit then, Hannah. Not going to give us any credit at all.
no, you guys played fantastically well. I think you guys
Yeah,
used the conditions very well, very good as well. You read the conditions and you knew how to handle them better than what we did.
yeah,
And I think also a bit of it does play a part coming off the back of the World Cup. I don't know if that's still playing the back of the goals ahead because it's back to back World Cup final losses. I think that's because what this is. I believe this is our first series back or first game since then.
yeah,
So yeah, no, definitely have to sharpen up. One thing I'm glad about, and this is just cricket South Africa, so
yeah,
is that we have now hosted the first women's test in 22 years. Just as cricket South Africa as a brand, I'm happy about that. That we've been able to host the first women's test. Although we didn't win it, yes, we got battered.
yeah.
Poor second innings display with the bat. But I'm hoping for that, yes, I'm glad.
I'll be up to you lot
So,
for that. Yeah, cheers to South Africa for doing that. Brilliant. And
so
yeah, I was going to say as well, Hanno. Yeah, I thought actually some of your players looked very good. I thought there was real promising. Labour, I thought, was really great with the ball. She was amazing with the ball. How many did she get overall?
what?
Trying to think how many wickets.
In the
Was it?
test,
Yeah, overall. I think was it
Mlaba,
10 or
She
something?
had
Mlaba,
that, Steve, but
yeah, she
yeah,
too,
Mlaba, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Mlaba,
impressed with her and
she took 10.
Dirksen and all that. Thought Dirksen was really good.
Dixon, yeah, Dixon,
Cap, obviously Cap, of course, he's brilliant as
yeah,
usual.
Cap did well, yes. So yeah, man,
Wolfart as well.
total,
Wolfart, brilliant as usual.
yeah, as usual, expected. So no, definitely some good showings.
Yeah, yeah. Don't feel
Just
too
want,
downhearted about it. I think he was really good, South Africa. I thought they
mm,
played really well. So it was
I
brilliant.
think we could have done better. Um, so just want to go into this quickly. I believe this is like one of the last tour of West Indies. Bangladesh of West Indies. The ODI
Oh,
series dominated by West Indies 3-0.
yeah. I think we
T-
said that, didn't we? That happened
mm,
probably.
and then two test matches drawn. 1-1-1. Yeah, we did that. We did that. We
Yeah, yeah,
done the So it's Bangladesh who lead the three match series 2-0, so they have won it. It's actually surprising that they have won the T20s.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
surprising. What is this
yeah.
Brazilian team? Brandon King, Johnson Jones, Andrew Fletcher. It's not
Oh,
a
sorry,
bad
was it?
team from West Indies.
Yeah. Did you say
Oh, well,
Bangladesh won all these, or was it West Indies? won this.
Bangladesh won two of the three.
Oh, right. I was shocked, actually. I thought you meant West Indies, but no,
Yeah,
it
no.
was Bangladesh. Oh, all right.
Bangladesh. Jeez. Yeah, that's poor
Oh,
from
mate.
West Indies. Yeah. So the third one, could Bangladesh do a clean sweep in West Indies?
That would be a real shock, but yeah, you never know. You never know. They're doing well, and they've lost. Who's it? Their captain now? What's his name? What's their captain? Al Shakib, not Al Shakib. What's his name?
Shakib Al Hasan.
Shakib. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not playing. He's not playing.
Yeah.
So now fair play to Bangladesh, man. Fair play.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
Well done. Well
Be
done
up
to
to them.
Bangladesh. Well done to
Yeah.
Bangladesh.
Brilliant. I
Brilliant.
never thought they would do that. I never thought they would, but
Mm.
there we go.
Like ODIs, I probably would have
Surprised me.
given them I think ODIs I could have given them potentially one, but T20s, that's crazy.
Mm.
So yeah, maybe they do. Maybe they do a clean sweep. Who knows?
Yeah. 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 It would
Maybe
be
they
great.
do a clean.
Yeah. That'd be brilliant.
Would be great for Bangladesh cricket.
Yeah.
Money, you want to chip in with anything?
Bangladesh tour of the West Indies, huh? Well, let's see what the results have given us so far. Just trying to make sure that I
Mm.
expand the screen a minute. Ooh,
Let me do
three-match
that.
T20 series. I do know that in the second one, Rodman Powell very nearly pulled the chestnuts out of the fire, but it wasn't to be. But
Yeah.
I think the West Indies will win the last one.
I think 2-1. I'm going 3-0 Bangladesh. Bangladesh 3-0. Because that's
Yeah.
just.
I'm going to agree with Hanno there. I think 3-0.
It probably won't happen, but
Yeah.
why not? Would be good to see it. Be good to see it.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Is there anything? Zimbabwe versus Afghanistan. Fixtures. Okay, no
Afghanistan won the
results.
three-match T20s.
Yeah, Afghanistan won the T20s. We did not spoke about that. We did not. But yeah, I'm not gonna really go into. Did Ben Curran play? Yeah, Ben Curran opened. So Ben Curran has now an international cap.
Yeah,
Really.
so all the brothers are playing now, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to play tomorrow. Let's have a look just quickly the squads. Craig Irvine for Zimbabwe. Brian Bennett, Ben Curran, Joy Lord Gumby, Trevor Gwandu. Yeah, Sean Williams, Skandar Rasa, Dion Myers. That's really the only guys I know. Afghanistan, Faruqi, Rashid Khan, Gurbaz Zadran, Mujib, Nabi, Gubadi Naib, Gazanfar, Faruqi, Farin Ahmed, Omar Sai. Yeah, very good team. I reckon Afghanistan clean sweep but they can't. Yeah, clean sweep it. They've got two T20s, two ODIs
Yeah.
left. If it does go ahead, I expect them to make it 2-0. 2-0.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you there as well, Hannah. I think they're gonna be a clean sweep there, Afghanistan. Definitely.
Yeah, I concur.
Okay, cool. Just we'll wrap up on South Africa versus Pakistan. Then do keep a lookout tomorrow for a Big Bash preview We haven't been able to get it in. Yeah, won't have enough time. So
Oh, right. Oh, that's back,
um,
is it? Big Bash. Yeah.
yeah, the Big Bash. Um,
Oh,
and
nice.
I haven't been able to watch any games because they're not showing it yet. I believe so. Yeah. I believe they will only show it later on. So Pakistan 1-0. ODI is lead. So yeah, of course I'm going to the third one, to the third ODI. I want to see a win. Tomorrow, please. So tomorrow
Yeah.
is the second ODI.
Yeah.
Please don't disappoint. Else I don't want to go to the third ODI and then and then it's a meaningless one.
Mm.
So please do deliver. But quickly want to speak about the South Africa game. So South Africa, a total of 39,
Yeah.
239 for 9, and except 86 plus 35 plus 56. I just want to check. We lost the. How many wickets did we lose? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we lost 6 wickets
Mm.
for 1 plus 10, 1, 1, 1. So we lost 10 wickets for 41 runs. We lost 10 wickets.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Uh,
That's bad.
so that's that's why we only got 239. Shout out to Heinrich
Yeah.
Klaassen. Big up to yourself. The Zorsey, Rickerton went good. They fell. And then Markram done well, but yeah, he couldn't keep it up.
Uh,
Bowling wise, it was this spinner, Salman Aga. This spinner is really good. Really good
oh, is
spinner
it?
they have. Born
Yeah.
in India, actually, Lahore, Punjab. Probably on
So
the.
Nick one from India, aren't they?
Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, no, not India. Pakistan. Lahore
Pakistan.
is the Pakistani city.
Okay,
All
so
right.
Lahore is the Pakistani side of Punjab then.
Oh, so not Indian.
Yeah.
Mm. Uh, for Pakistan, Shai Mayub, we'll get to him, and Salman Aga. So it was Ayub going well. Shafiq dismissed pretty easily. Babar Asam dismissed quickly. Rizwan dismissed quickly. Gulam dismissed early. They were 60 for 4. Then this guy, Salman Aga, he took 4 wickets. Um, took 4 wickets in the 4 wickets, 8 overs. Comes in, 82, smashes it with Sayam Ayub. I believe he gave his man of the match trophy to Ayub. Um, so it was mostly because Ayub, of course, didn't really didn't reach his 100, which he should have in the last T20. Um, but yeah, so he gave it that, and Irfan Khan, Shane Shah Freddy didn't do really well. Nashim Shah contribute 9 valuable runs. It was Bartman who was doing really well. Towie was smacked 1 over for 22 runs. Done superbly well. And then 1 over he got smacked for 22 runs around the around the 13th, 14th over he got smacked for 22. And that was the turning point in the game. But we got rid of Ayub, good bowling. Ayub, Irfan Khan, all in the of the all in the same over. Um, We are hoping. We were really hoping to claw it back because you look them. They were 201 for 5, chasing 239 at 41.2 over, so they were in the driver's seat mostly. We did pull it back a bit, but then Aga went on a madness, and yeah, we just didn't have enough. We just couldn't defend it. For me, you can't really look at the bowlers. They pushed it till the last over, which is fair enough. You have to look at the batters. You have to look at Rassi van der Tristan Stubbs, Marco Janssen as well. I have to look at Markram, Rico Tendersozi. Why couldn't one of them just kicked on, get 50 plus? Because let's say Markram gets, let's say you add 20 to Markram's runs or 15. That's a better total. That's 250 plus. Just take it. So yeah. No worries, Steve. No worries, Steve.
Yeah,
I've
cheers.
got your channel linked there. So yeah. No worries, Steve.
Cheers, mate.
I'll,
Take care, man. I'll
yeah,
see
take
you
care.
later, mate. Cheers.
See
Bye.
you later. See you later. So yeah. Poor batting display from us. Really poor batting display from us. Like I said, I'm going to the third one. Going to that one. It's a pink day one. I'm going to the third one. So hopefully we do win the second one. So I go to the decider. You see. So yeah. Um, yeah, but shout out Siam Ayub. Siam Ayub, well done to you. We have to give a round of applause to him. He's a great up and coming guy. He looks like the future of Pakistan. I think it looks to me like he's got a better technique just off the bat than Babar Azam and Rizwan. It looks to me like he's got a better technique. Um, I know it's a bold claim, but I think so. And next one tomorrow, it's a must win. Like I say, going to the third one, I don't want to lose. I really don't want to go to the third one, and it's a dead rubber. So yeah, I'll try to vlog it, but we'll see. Manny, your thoughts?
Yeah, what can I say? Pakistan still find a way to produce some new talent, and they will obviously look to keep moving on and doing as well as they can in the limited overs form of the game. Obviously, they've said goodbye to Mohammed Amir and Imad Wasim yet again, and there are still going to be some doubts over some of the senior players. But this is one example of how sometimes it's the youth that really provides so much in terms of you know hope for the country going forward. I only hope they won't fall victim to the mismanagement and the politicking that takes place in Pakistan cricket. So yeah, good stuff from Pakistan, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do go on to win the ODI series. They certainly bloodied Australia's noses in the T20s. I wouldn't be surprised if they go on to bloody your noses in the ODIs. They're showing that they can play, and this augurs well for them with the Champions Trophy
Mm,
coming up.
yeah, yeah, no. Um, so yeah, we need to win the next one. I think we should win it in Cape Town. We should. So yeah, we should win it in Cape Town. So yeah, we'll wrap up on that. Of course, the football and stuff are starting. Then we'll be back. We'll upload tomorrow video the on the Big Bash preview. I suspect if I probably around the 17th they'll probably show it. Like the 17th match or the 31st, they will probably start to show it. Yeah, I'm just taking a guess because this is when I Google it, they show from them games onwards. So I would imagine only then. So yeah, but be up to everyone. Be up to yourselves. I was going to do a watch along for Newcastle Brentford, but I've talked too much. I'm tired. So I'm just gonna chill, listen to stuff, and um, so yeah, um, but be up, be up to everyone. Be up, Manny, for joining. Be up, Steve. Go subscribe to Steve's channel. Link is in the description, and in the title. Real quickly, he starts at this stream now, so you guys can go over there. And yeah, go over to his chat, spam, and rate manually. We do it manually for now. So yeah, be up to everyone that has watched. Appreciate every single one of you. And then I'll see you all in the next one. Be up to yourselves. Peace.